Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's SVG here, and welcome to another video for today. Today's gonna be the first episode of a mini series I'm gonna be doing called Ranger versus Military. And basically, what I thought I'd do is compare the Ranger assault rifles versus the military assault rifles. And to start off, I'm gonna put the unusual weapons against each other, which is the Swiss Gewehr versus the Matamoros. That's why the Swiss Gewehr cannot compare to the Matamoros. It's just worse than the Matamoros in almost every single way. The Swiss Gewehr has a faster fire and longer range, however, but it can only be fired in semi-auto. And it has a 210 meter range compared to Matamoros' 150 meter range. When it comes to recoil, the Swiss Gewehr has way less recoil, as shown by the footage here, and both have the exact same durability, breaking or hitting slash hitting 0% after 334 shots. The base damage of the Metamours is one of the highest in the game at 70, and the Susquehanna has the same base damage of all military assault rifles at 40. The Metamoris is high caliber, so it's capable of destroying bases or breaking through structures and stuff like that. The Metamoris, from a statistical standpoint, is better. But in vanilla, however, it's worse than the Swiss Gewehr. You're probably wondering why. Because A, it's extremely hard to find. B, if you do find one, it's hard and expensive to maintain. And its bullets and magazines are also hard to find. The Swiss Gewehr, on the other hand, is pretty easy to find. If you're not playing in Germany, it spawns pretty frequently in airdrops. But if you are in Germany, it can be found at the prison and police locations. It takes low caliber military ammo and military magazines, as well as its own dedicated 20 round magazine, and it's obviously easier to maintain. And that's why the Swiss Gewehr is better in vanilla slash semi vanilla servers. But if you're playing on an economy or sandbox server, the Matamoros can prove more favorable than the Swiss Gewehr. And now we're gonna move on to three assault rifles that are pretty similar to what they actually do. The Zubeknikov versus the Night Raider versus the Maple Strike. So when it comes to damage, the Zubeknikov is dead last, dealing 41 damage to the head to unarmored players. Second place goes to Maple Strike with 44 to the head of unarmored players. First place goes to Night Raider with 47 damage to the head of unarmored players. Durability wise, the Zubeknikov is the most durable, breaking after 667 shots. The Night Raider breaks after 572 shots, and last but not least, the Maple Strike breaks after 500 shots, which still, when you look at it, pretty durable. But and also when I'm talking about durability, most of the time, durability doesn't really matter because most servers have durability disabled. So the last thing I'm gonna compare is the recoil and the fire rate. The Zubeknikov feels like it has the most recoil, but it does have the fastest fire rate out of all the assault rifles. And neither and Maple Strike fire at the exact same rate, with the Maple Strike having the lowest recoil, and its spray pattern is completely vertical and it's really easy to control. And I would consider the Maple Strike, in comparing all these three guns, as the better one, because the Maple Strike is the easiest to handle. It might be a bit hard to maintain, but it's easy to handle. It deals moderate damage compared to the other two guns, and yeah, it's a pretty solid gun, and it's easy to land your shots with it. Now we're gonna compare the three-round burst rifles, which is the Eagle Fire versus the Fuselaut. Now the Eagle Fire has almost the same the Fuselaut and Eagle Fire have almost the same stats as their automatic counterpart, aka the Eagle Fire's counterpart is the Maple Strike, and the Fuselaut's counterpart is the Night Raider. The damage, durability, and recoil, and no, not recoil. The durability and damage are all the same. The Eagle Fire is way easier to find. Is the way easier to find. In fact, it is the easiest to find assault rifle in the game because it can spawn in civilian location, and the Eagle Fire's 3-round burst may fire slightly slower than the Fuselaut's 3-round burst, but it it does have less recoil, so it's more manageable. And and in general, it's an easier weapon to find compared to the Fuselaut. Even on Russia, I tend to struggle to find the Fuselaut. In Germany, it's a bit easier, but really, the Fuselaut isn't the easiest thing to find. But and when we take everything into consideration, the Fusilo might have a bit more durability than the Eagle Fire, but I would say that the Eagle Fire is better because it's easier to find and it's easier to maintain than the Fusilo in a vanilla situation than in in the vanilla situation. So it's a great all-rounder if you can control burst weapons. And the last assault rifle comparison we're gonna be doing is the Heartbreaker versus the Auggewehr. Now, damage-wise, the Aug is superior than the Heartbreaker, doing 47 damage to the head compared to the Heartbreaker's 44 damage to the head. The Aug also has more durability, breaking after 500 shots compared to the Breaker's 400 shot durability. And an interesting thing about the Auggewehr is that it spawns with a scope, and it's the only gun in the game that comes with a scope. And the Heartbreaker comes with some decent iron sights, but it can't compare to the AUG superior scope. And after comparing recoil, the AUG also seems to have less recoil. It's mostly attributed to the scope, obviously, and and it also it's they both of them fire straight up, but the AUG fires straight up a bit. Has less vertical recoil than the Heartbreaker. So so after looking at all these, the AUG might be a bit harder to find than the Heartbreaker, but the AUG is in every single way better than the Heartbreaker. I and the AUG is also my favorite gun in the game. If you think I sound a bit biased, so I hope you guys have learned something today. Maybe I changed your opinion on some weapons, but either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.